distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to have you with us today. I'd like to introduce our astonishing diplomats who have created great impact within their country, true game changers as extraordinary women. We have with us today Ms. Fayruza Mahmoudova, the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Uzbekistan to Israel. Her Excellency's appointment has been named as historic in the personnel policy of Uzbekistan. She has been acknowledged by the Chairman of the Upper House of Parliament that despite the establishment of diplomatic relations between Uzbekistan and more than 130 states, a woman has never been appointed ambassador. We're very honored to have you with us today, Your Excellency. Now welcoming Her Excellency Dr. Hissa Abdullah Al-Ateba, who has recently been appointed Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates to the Kingdom of Netherlands in January 2019. Dr. Al-Ateba is a permanent representative of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Her previous positions were Ambassador of the UAE to the Holy See, Ambassador of the UAE to the Kingdom of Spain, and to the Principality of Andorra. Her Excellency has been involved in many diplomatic events and activities throughout her career. She received the Grand Cross of the Order of Civil Merit by the King of Spain, which is the highest decoration for a foreign citizen. This was a recognition of her role as a first Arab lady ambassador who strengthened the bilateral relations between Spain and the United Arab Emirates. I've been looking forward to this discussion for quite some time, Your Excellencies. Let me start with you, Ambassador Fayruza. In Uzbekistan, the number of women, ministers, hakims, head of industrial associations, banks, and even companies are growing to a large extent. We understand that Uzbekistan pays great attention to the participation of women in government. Currently, over 1,500 women work in leadership positions in government and public organizations. Your Excellency, what is one skill or characteristic that you think is essential to being a good leader?
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli bugungi onlayn muloqotimiz ishtirokchilari, muhtaram xonimlar va janoblar, hurmatli Hissa Al-Atayba xonim, hurmatli Nasra Al-Rama xonim, katta rahmat qiziqarli savol berganingiz uchun. Savolingizga javobni qaytarar ekanman, shuni aytishim xohlardimki, sardor bo'lish uchun qaysi fazilatlarga ega bo'lish lozimligi haqida dunyoda ko'plab ilmiy tadqiqotlar o'tkazilgan va o'tkazilmoqda. Yangi inqilobiy tarzdagi alohida bu boradagi fazilatni ajratish katta mas'uliyatli vazifa deb bilaman. Rahbarlik va uni to'g'ri amalga oshirish bu bir san'at, mahoratdir. Chunki u ko'p qirrali va murakkab jarayondir. Meni fikrimcha, sardorlik qobiliyatiga ega bo'lgan insonlar bir qator alohida sifatlarga tabiatdan ega bo'lishi lozimdir. Avvalambor sardor qat'iyatli, jur'atli, jasur bo'lishi lozim. Halollik, beg'arazlik, ijodkorlik va tashabbuskorlik, sabr, bardoshlilik kabi fazilatlarga ega bo'lishi kerak. Shu bilan birga uzoqni ko'ra bilish va keng dunyoqarashi, global yondashuv bilan boshqa insonlardan ajralib turishi darkor. Rahmat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I totally agree with you. Being courageous, unbiased, being a global visionary, and being very creative is what makes us women like you stand out. Ambassador Hissa, let me move on to you. The United Arab Emirates has shown strong development and remarkable progress in areas of women representation in government and economic growth, education, health, and employment. The UAE has 7 female ambassadors, but a much higher number of female diplomatic staff. Around 38% in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are now women. How do we enable women's participation in politics or even mediation? Is it that governments should put in place measures that allow long hours for public careers to exist alongside family life? What is it, in your opinion, Your Excellency, that two topmost structures or measures that could encourage more women to go into these areas?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, good afternoon. Excellency Fayruza, Mrs. Nasra, I am really happy to be with you all today. You are asking now about the Emirates and about how we proceed here in Emirates, supporting more women to join this field. For me, I think that the government procedures are really important when it comes to encourage more women to be in this field, especially the things related to the work-life balance, because this will make women come to our field and they will make them they will make them happy to be here and they can add more. I can give you an example about the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the United Arab Emirates. We have placed here and policies that give women a lot of flexibility, like maternity leave, flexible working hours, shorter hours for nursing women, etc. These measures help to support women meeting their responsibility at work and at home. Another important measure, which I think is really important, that we have a continuous dialogue between women leaders in politics and diplomacy and prospective entrants into the field. For example, setting roadshows, workshops at school, at university, to share experience with young women and relay positive messages for them so they can come and join this field.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Raising awareness, having a positive image are all great attributes and ways to move forward in order to encourage women to join public sector. Now, Your Excellencies, both of you, research shows that women tend to plot how to advance their career. My bad. Research shows that women do not tend to plot how to advance their career the way men do. So let me kindly ask you both, whether you thought about it in advance or not, what was the best decision you made that moved your career forward? So let us start off with Her Excellency, Dr. Hassa Al-Ateba.
You know, I was actually in a unique situation. I was chosen to be the first woman ambassador to represent United Arab Emirates abroad. And although I was not formally an employee in the MOFA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but my husband is an ambassador, and I spent many years actively involved in matters that related to politics, to diplomacy. And you know, when I'll give you an example, when my husband was assigned to the United Nations, New York, I was a part of the Women International Forum. We were organizing lectures, a visit for other members of the diplomatic field. All these things helped me when I joined MOFA, when I joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That was a big step for me, and I was given the opportunity to serve my country and to prove that Emirati women can excel in this field.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You took a great opportunity and managed to excel and progress and be such a mentor and role model to other Emirati women here. Your Excellency Fayruza, do you mind sharing with us your opinion on what was the best decision you made that moved your career forward?
Rahmat. Diplomat bo'lishim haqida qarorimni men hali o'smirlik davrimda qabul qilganman. Bu juda ham murakkab yo'l. Hali ham ushbu yo'lda ko'plab sinovlarga duch kelyapman. Lekin bu meni professional hayotim, bu meni tanlovim. Ish faoliyatim menga faqat ulkan mamnuniyat baxsh etadi. O'zimni baxtiyor odam deb hisoblayman. Albatta, tan olishim kerak. Har xil vaziyatlar yuzaga kelgan va yuzaga kelmoqda. Ammo lekin kasbimga bo'lgan sadoqat, muhabbat, ehtirom, izzat, o'z bilim kuchlarimga ishonish va suyanish, faqat oldinga siljish kabi fazilatlar menga doimo hamroh bo'lgan. Faoliyatimdagi eng asosiy qarorim bu hech qanday qiyinchiliklarga yoki to'siqlarga qaramasdan maqsadlarimdan voz kechmaslik. Rahmat.
What great advice, Your Excellency. It's always best to pursue your career in things you're very passionate about. Finally, what are the attributes that a good woman diplomat, or let's say leader, or perhaps game changers requires? The consistent themes have generally been patience, calmness, and high curiosity. What, in your opinion, makes an impactful woman diplomat and a great leader? Your Excellency, Dr. Hassa, do you mind sharing with us, please?
You know, she needs to be knowledgeable in this field, and she needs to know how to demonstrate this knowledge. She needs to understand that this role is not only privilege, it comes with a heavy burden of responsibilities that she should take very seriously in order to succeed. She needs to know how to communicate the key messages from her country to others. She needs to be in constantly learning process in this rapidly changing global environment. I also find it, I like to add also, I think it's good to learn multiple languages, because especially the language of the country she will be stationed at. And I'll give you an example of myself. When I was appointed to be the ambassador in Spain, I decided to brush up my Spanish to come to a level that I am really saying and talking in Spanish, not just for casual meetings, but also for giving like lectures, also in formal visits. And when I was with all my meetings with His Holiness Pope Francis, was the entire meeting, the entire conversation was in Spanish. I can't understate how much this helped in building good relationships and opening doors, and it is greatly appreciated. This is some of things that I think will be good advice for a diplomat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. One must always continue learning in order to strive and succeed. Ambassador Fairuza, what do you think? What makes an impactful woman diplomat and leader, in your opinion?
Rahmat. Nasra xonim, bu masalada shu bilan birga boshqa masalalarda ham men avvalambor teng huquqlik tomonidan kelib chiqyapman. Ayol kishimi, erkak kishi haqida gap bo'ladimi, farqi yo'q. Har bir inson tanlagan kasbining mohir ustasi bo'lishiga intilishi tabiiydir. Diplomatiya sohasidagi sardorlik haqida so'z borganda, shuni ta'kidlashim joizki, ushbu kasb juda ham ko'p fazilatlarni talab etadigan noyob san'atdir. Diplomat o'zining bilim va salohiyati bilan boshqalarga namuna bo'lishi kerak. Eng muhimi, diplomat haqiqiy vatanparvar bo'lishi, o'z xalqi, o'z yurtining chinakam fidoyisi bo'lishi zarurdir. Har kuni fidokorona ravishda o'z xalqiga xizmat qilib, o'z burchini to'la ado etib yashash lozimdir. Rahmat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Diplomacy is a true art, and communication and learning is key. Now, Your Excellencies, as we share a question with the audience, we'd love to hear your insights and opinion too, if you may. So the question states, governments and policies have been put in place to allow women to choose what they want to study or specialize in. However, do cultural norms, in your opinion, reflect that? Or is it holding gender equality back from achieving the progress needed? So the first answer would be yes, cultural norms reflect government visions? Or the second would be no, cultural norms are still holding back. Your Excellencies, we would be of great appreciation if we could hear your insights and opinion on such a statement while the audience answer the polled question.
You know, I believe that cultural norms have evolved greatly in the last few decades, and they are very much in line with our government and our leadership vision for the future. In fact, even in the past, women had an important role to play in social, economic, and political, and also in all the matters of life. Their views were very respected, and they were instrumental in the progress of the society in the Emirates. So this trend is only growing, moving forward.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Excellency Fairuza, would you like to add on to that or discuss your opinion on such a question or statement?
Nasra Hanım, rahmat savolingiz uchun. Juda ham qiyin savol, lekin javob berishga harakat qilaman albatta. Nasra Hanım, bilasizmi, kuchli dunyoviy davlatni, kuchli fuqarolik jamiyatni bosqichma-bosqich barpo etish masalasi O'zbekistonda olib borayotgan faol demokratik yangilanish va modernizatsiyalashning asosiy vazifalaridan biri sifatida belgilangandir. Biz o'zingiz bilasiz, juda ham murakkab, tahlikali, o'ta shiddatli zamonda yashamoqdamiz. Shuning uchun kuchli iqtisod, kuchli mafkura, keng dunyoqarashli, turli raqobatlarni yenga oladigan davlatni qurmoqchi bo'lsak, munosib siyosiy madaniyatga, to'laqonli tarzda faoliyatni yuritayotgan rivojlangan fuqarolik jamiyatiga ega bo'lishimiz lozim. Hozirgi kunda O'zbekiston Respublikasi Prezidenti hurmatli Shavkat Miromonovich Mirziyoyevning dono va oqilona rahbarligida amalga oshirilayotgan turli islohotlar natijasida xotin-qizlarimiz davlat va jamoat hayotida munosib o'rni egallashiga katta e'tibor berilmoqda. Bu borada men o'ylaymanki, milliyligimiz, qadriyat va an'analarimiz, urf-odatlarimizni inobatga olgan holda, muvozanatni saqlagan holda zamonaviy talablarga javob beradigan mohirona siyosatni davom ettirishimiz talab etiladi. Rahmat.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. To be honest, very optimistic answers. Thank you for your time with us today. Thank you for your insights, which have been of great value, truly inspiring, and you have allowed us to truly think about the extraordinary impact we can create. So thank you for your time, Your Excellencies.
Thank you, Fairuza. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Rahmat.